Welcome to the Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt Training and Certification Program. This course is going to teach you everything you need to know and become a successful Six Sigma Yellow Belt certified professional. It provides you a practical perspective of learning Six Sigma tools. This is one of the few courses available online that not only helps you understand Six Sigma principles, tools, and examples, but also helps you do a realistic Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt project in a step-by-step manner. My name is Ross. I am a certified Six Sigma Master Black Belt, a certified Black Belt from American Society for Quality, a Lean Specialist, a Minitab expert, a certified project management professional. I have completed over 200 Six Sigma and Lean projects, helping several Fortune 500 companies save billions of dollars, and I have conducted Six Sigma, Lean, and project management trainings for over 9,000 hours. It is my genuine pleasure to use all my experience and expertise to train you by virtue of this Six Sigma Yellow Belt Training and Certification Program. This course is designed for anyone who is looking to achieve a Six Sigma Yellow Belt certification and learn how to use Six Sigma tools and techniques to improve their business process. In each lesson, we are going to spend our time together engaging in a discussion of the process improvement techniques used by Six Sigma Yellow Belts. You begin with the introduction phase, where you understand what Six Sigma is all about. What is Lean? What is Kaizen? What is the term Sigma? Then you move through the define phase and understand the voice of customer techniques, needs and requirements of your customers, components of a project charter, and then you create a SIPOC. Moving through the measure phase, you will learn about process maps, understand the 8 wastes, define the different types of data, create a data collection strategy, understand sampling and sampling techniques, understand data characteristics such as the mean, median, mode, and standard deviation. Check the stability of data using run charts. Understand what is a defect, defective, defects per unit, defects per opportunity, opportunity for errors, and defects per million opportunities. Then calculate the process capability of your existing business process. Then you move through the analyze phase. Here you explore the root causes using tools such as brainstorming, fishbone diagram, 5-eye analysis, and control impact matrix. You use basic charts such as the line chart, bar chart, and a pie chart. You further learn how to use additional graphical techniques such as a Pareto chart and a histogram. You then filter the vital few root causes using additional analysis techniques such as scatter plot and correlation analysis. After identifying the root causes in the analyze phase, you move to the improve phase to generate action plans and mitigate those root causes. You learn solution generation tools such as brainstorming, brainwriting 635, and assumption busting. You then implement a pilot, perform a risk analysis, identify the improved capability of your business process, then move to the control phase. In the control phase, you learn to use control charts. You learn how to differentiate between common cause and a special cause, and also create a control plan. Finally, you learn to replicate and share best practices and close your project. Now, I have provided activities at the end of each section to ensure that you have mastered the concepts before moving on. And as you move through the entire course, you work on a realistic project that evolves as you learn every concept. By the end of this course, you also have your first Six Sigma Yellow Belt project completed. Now, my teaching methods have a proven track record of success. With over 70% of my students have been extremely successful Six Sigma Yellow Belt professionals. Now I am going to help you too. Together we are going to walk step by step through the topics, We are going to hone the skills needed to be a successful Six Sigma Yellow Belt, and we are going to achieve your certification and get you on the road to improving your organization's business process. There is no requirement necessary to enroll except your commitment to watch the lectures, study the information, and be a certified Six Sigma Yellow Belt. I am so confident in this course and your ability to succeed that if you are unhappy with it for any reason within your first 30 days, your money will be refunded with no questions asked. So read the course description, watch a few of the preview videos, check out the reviews left by my previous students, and enroll in the course today. You've got nothing to lose. Let's get you certified. Welcome back. In this lecture, we will address an important question that many people ask me. Is Six Sigma applicable in every situation? By the word situation, we are referring to a problem. It could be either a professional or a personal problem. The hype of Six Sigma is so much that everyone wants to use Six Sigma to solve every business problem. Let me share a real-life anecdote. A few years ago, I was conducting a Six Sigma training in India. The batch was full with about 30 odd participants. Out of the many batches I keep conducting, I discreetly remember this batch because one of those 30 participants was a doctor. A doctor in the class was an anomaly because doctors, lawyers, and other self-employed professionals generally have a high stream of income. This does not necessitate them to focus on cost reduction methodologies such as Six Sigma. So, out of curiosity, I asked the student about his interest in Six Sigma. To which he responded, he is a doctor but not a practicing one. He works as a manager with a medical transcription company. He went on to describe a little about medical transcription business. He said that medical transcription is a part of the healthcare industry. It involves converting the doctor's dictated reports, procedures, and notes in an electronic format. These files represent the treatment history of patients. We receive audio files from doctors. These recordings are heard by medical transcriptionists in my company, who are also doctors, by the way. Their job is to convert this oral dictation into a written text document. We have to be 100% accurate and are required to convert each file within 24 hours of receiving it. It's a tedious and repetitive business operations. Well, the training got over. About 6 months after the training, I received a call from this individual. He sounded panicked. He said, "My business is not meeting its goals and we need to execute Six Sigma projects. Would you please help us in this?" Before I could say anything further, he said, "Our director wants to meet you. Would Saturday 9 a.m. be a good time to meet?" I said yes, and before I could even finish my sentence, he said, "Okay, Saturday's appointment is confirmed," and hung up. So I met the director in his office on Saturday, exactly at 9 a.m. The director was also a doctor. He started talking about the problems the business was facing. He said that his business is not meeting the 100% accuracy target. It is not meeting the turnaround time of 24 hours, and there are so many challenges. We really need to do Six Sigma projects. He continued to share his challenges, and after every brief interval, he continued saying, "We need to do Six Sigma projects." Whenever you start your consulting career, you must ensure that you have very well developed listening skills. I thought I too had some good listening skills. But those were really tested on that day when I was talking to the director. He continued to discuss all his problems and he went on for 2 consecutive hours. While I was doing all the listening, I was also observing his office and the shop floor where his staff was seated. His office had this huge window from where you could see the main door of the floor. I observed that in those 2 hours, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., his staff kept coming. A few came at 9, a few came in at 9:15, a few came in at 9:45, and even until 11 people kept coming. So I asked him a curious question: does your process work in shifts? He paused, wondering where did I get this question from. Then I explained about my observation of his staff. And he said, "Oh, that's another problem. My staff, they do not adhere to any of the policies and procedures. We are all supposed to come in to work at 9, but rarely people make it at that time. They do not want to attend meetings or respond to emails, and I have to live with this problem. The talent pool required for this business is specialized. We need qualified doctors, and the medical transcription business is not a lucrative career choice for doctors who aspire to practice and earn their living. Hence, we cannot fire people. How could I replace them? People know it and they take benefit of this." I realized what his real problem was. More than the process or performance issues, his business had disciplinary issues. In consulting terms, we call these as process hygiene issues. And one golden rule is that Six Sigma cannot be implemented in processes where discipline or process hygiene factors are not met. But how could you tell this to him? He wanted to do Six Sigma projects so desperately that if I shared in his process we cannot deploy Six Sigma, there was a risk of hurting him. In consulting, it is very important to address everyone's views and opinions and still convey your points in a subtle but concrete manner. So I grabbed a pen and paper and drew a table in front of him. I told him that whenever I do any consulting work, I grade the business processes into category A, B, and C. These categories are defined by two factors. One, are the process hygiene factors met? And two, does the process meet its metrics? I said category C processes are those where the process hygiene is not met and the metrics are not met too. They are red. In these processes, we cannot deploy Six Sigma. Here we do smaller lean projects, Kaizen activities, and best business management practice implementation. Category B processes are those where process hygiene is met and metrics may or may not be met. They are either amber or red. We can deploy Six Sigma and lean in these processes. Category A processes are those where process hygiene is met and metrics are green. To improve these processes further, for incremental improvements, we can deploy Six Sigma in this category too. After drawing this table, I asked him to evaluate his business process on the given factors and asked him what category does his process belong to. He looked at the table, thought for a moment, and with a small sad face said that his process belonged to category C. I said, "Super. So we will do Six Sigma projects, but that would be a little later. Let's first fix the current issues by using some basic business management practices." He agreed. I told him it would take about 4 weeks for us to complete the first assignment to implement best business management practices. I would be here every Saturday for 2 hours and work with his managers. His managers would then continue to implement what I share throughout the week. We would get to see some great results soon. Just to take the story a little further, no offense to doctors, they are good at their skills. I have observed that they are never good negotiators. In the end, he asked me how much would I charge for this assignment. As per my calculations, 30,000 rupees would have been appropriate for 2 hours every week, continued for 4 weeks. However, instead of sharing my rates with him, I asked what was his budget. With a small sad face he exclaimed, "Our budget is 90,000 rupees only." I smiled and secretly thought this guy is paying me 3 times of my charges. I willingly said okay and told him I will fit in all the work in that budget, no worries. To summarize, Six Sigma is not applicable in every situation. It requires the process hygiene factors to be met. There has to be discipline on the floor. The business process should be operational for at least 6 months, so the staff are well versed with the procedures. In short, the process should be stable. I hope you've liked the story. Please do share your comments on the discussion board. For your reference, we have added a short consulting one-pager as a downloadable resource for this chapter. We would now move to our next topic, Kaizen versus Lean versus Six Sigma. What is the difference?